There is a cab footstep missing on the left hand side, but that bolt hole for it would make a nice place to put a bolt through, or a U-piece to hold that up for you. Just needs propping up to about there. The bolt through the frame there will support it and stop it from going so far down. Although it is handy to have it so it can be moved down. You might be able to get the grate out with the loco in the upright position if you left that movable and just had a bolt through there for it to rest on top of.
When was it built? Ask me know.
No idea.
That's alright. Yeah. Personally, I don't have a problem with that. I didn't bother about.
What's the speed restrictor on it? Yeah. You'll be glad to see, Ben, that it's now running both directions nicely. Nice sedate speed as well if you require. We've slackened the bogie off, Ben, and now it's touching the rails correctly. And also, while we had the loco upside down, we've seen it is slip eccentric, and one of the stops was seized up, which has been generously oiled, and now hopefully it'll run in reverse. It is possible to manipulate the ash pan completely out, but not without having the loco upside down. And while it is upside down, I'll show you these eccentrics. Another thing I've noticed, Ben, is the top left hand slide bar is slightly loose. There's some play there. When it's in the middle or to the front, there's no slop on it whatsoever, but the right hand one is not like that at all. So I suggest that's something that could be sorted out by Steam Workshop before you get it back. Since I've had it in steam at a working pressure, I've not had to use a hand pump at all yet, Ben, because it's gone round a few times. I've just used up the last of my coal that I had with me, and I'm just going to set it off now at a fair lick and hold on to the tenders and give it a bit of work so you can listen to the chuff a bit more. Oh, yeah. There's plenty of power there. I'm sure you could pull yourself around the park if you wanted to with this engine. The front bogie wheel's not touching the rail quite fully, leading it to derail. It's hardly touching the rail at all there, so whether the springs on the main drivers need adjusting, I want to put a washer under the bogie. Need to do that to resolve that. The front bogie wheel's not touching the rail quite fully, leading it to derail. It's hardly touching the rail at all there, so whether the springs on the main drivers need adjusting, I want to put a washer under the bogie. Need to do that to resolve that. Slight leak on the whistle valve at times, Ben, but not to worry about. These valves leak a little bit of steam, but then again, nothing to worry about. Axle pump took a bit of time to get going, but when that's screwed down, this one there, that's when it's pumping in, and when it's undone, that's when it's sending it back to the tender. The water mesh in the tender is quite high, so I suspect you need to have the water fairly high for the axle pump to be effective. Rear cab details. That's the amount of travel that seems to be on the regulator. This is the bypass control. Not sure which way it sends it in or out. This must be the blower. And there's a whistle down there from that lever, and that's your drain for the water gauge. This bar is what holds the grate in place and sits under the whistle. One other little issue, Ben, I've noticed is that footstep there will want refixing back on, and if it was my loco I would make some kind of bracket to hold that feed pipe to the boiler there up, because it's just hanging there. The other one's just hanging there as well. They could both benefit from some support. I've just realised, Ben, the front wheel on the tender is actually raised off the track slightly, which then is also lifting the back end or pushing the back end of the loco down, which might contribute to the front bogie not sitting correctly. Whether filing some off that connecting bar will solve that problem, I'm not sure. The connecting bar might possibly go underneath, but I think it's designed to go in front of there. So maybe some work on the slots on the tender, or opening up the aperture on the loco coupler might solve that problem, I would imagine. I think we're still going to need some work looking at pushing the bogie down on the front, but I think that might be a contributing factor there. I'm being very cautious, Ben, because I don't want to derail it with that bogie lifting off. But as you can see, it's running quite sedately there for gauge 3 running at a slow speed. Seems to be pumping water in okay at an adequate level, and it seems to be keeping a decent pressure up with the blower on a fairly moderate setting. I was hoping to be able to run it in reverse so we could try slightly more speed due to that bogie, but unfortunately that seems to be the only issue. I suspect it won't be too big a deal because generally don't run these locomotives in reverse, and this type of loco probably won't do much reverse running. So we've got the E-knots fitting for the hand pump bypass send and return, still not sure which is which. That's the connector and the 8BA bolt I referred to. Everything looks nice and tidy in the tender.